I'm just waiting for this video to key up here. We'll get going. First dynamic warm up here, heel to toe walks. Go ahead and put your hands on your hips. I can go about 7-8 steps. You want to do 20 total, so 10 each foot. And all I'm doing is I'm walking back and forth, and I'm trying to go from my full heel up through my toe. So I'm trying to pretend that I'm hitting every single inch I can, heel to toe. 20 total. Hip rotations. Go ahead and lay flat on your back. Fan your arms out to your side. Pull the knees about halfway to your chest and just gently rock your knees back and forth. Trying to keep both legs together here. Good opportunity for you to loosen up your hips, your low back, everything that's been tight from sitting all day. So you breathe during this exercise. 10 and 10, 20 total. T kicks. Go ahead and lay down flat on your back here. Arms out to the side like you're drawing the letter T. Keep those legs straight as possible, and go ahead and try and kick that toe up all the way to that hand. You can get it there, the better. The higher you can go, again, keeping your legs straight, just kicking that toe right up to that hand. This is gonna feel like a good stretch for your hammies, your low back again, your butt. Again, just trying to loosen up those hips. Big kicks, 10 and 10, 20 total. Moving those arms out to the side, trying to keep your opposing shoulder, so the opposite shoulder of the leg that's kicking, trying to keep that on the ground. Call these bulldog kickers. All right, you're gonna go ahead and get down on all fours here. Keep your back nice and flat. You're gonna take that knee, you're gonna fan it to the outside of your body. All right, so I'm drawing that knee laterally, and then I'm kicking it over as if my knee is having to go backwards up and over a small hurdle. So I'm pretending that I got a small little hurdle down there, and my knee is bent about 90 degrees, and my knee is drawing that shape. It's fanning out, and it's going back and over that hurdle. 10 and 10, 20 total. Half skips. Oops. Backwards arm circles to a sumo squat. So this one I usually do walking, but since we're in our living room, we're gonna stand in place. Okay, you can go ahead and rock your feet back and forth while you're doing your arm circles. 4 or 5 arm circles backwards, trying to open up that chest. I know we've probably been hunched around our computers, trying to open up your chest. You're trying to sit back and down as far back as you can, back in a chair. Trying to keep your heels on the ground during the squat. Keep your heels on the ground. Use those elbows to press those knees out. Try to keep your chest up and back as much as possible. So notice my heels stay on the ground. I'm sitting back and down. I'm holding that stretch for 1 1,000, 2 1,000, and I'm popping back up. Go ahead and do about 10 of these. Notice how I'm rocking back and forth a little bit between reps. Again, we don't have a lot of space. We're in our living rooms. So you can go ahead and rock back and forth. Half skips here. Go ahead and lock your elbows out at 90 degrees. You're moving from your shoulders, not your elbows. Okay, this isn't a full skip. I'm pulling my knee up almost to my hips, about halfway up to even with my hips. And I'm driving my knees up. Drive, 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 drive. Trying not to sway side to side. Complex stretch. High knee hug, up on your toe, lunge out, tuck that elbow, stretch out the hammies. Switch legs, high knee hug, pull that knee to your chest, come up on your toe, big lunge out, twist over that front leg, tuck that inside elbow, stretch that front leg out, hamstring stretch. This is a fantastic stretch. You get like 7 stretches in one. High knee hug, up on the toe, lunge, twist, elbow tuck, hamstring. Switch legs, high knee hug, up on the toe, lunge, twist, elbow tuck, hamstring. Remember, when you're tucking that elbow, try to sit down in that elbow tuck. High knee hug, lunge, twist, elbow tuck, hamstring. Don't forget, when you're high knee hugging from the start, get up on that toe, get that element of balance in for your ankle. High knee hug up on the toe, lunge, twist, elbow tuck, hamstring. 5 or 6 of these each leg. Okay, remember the first couple are going to be tough. There's an element of coordination to this. There's an element of fluidity. But it gets you going in a lot of planes of motion. A lot of bang for your buck with this stretch. And normally, again, I'm walking 10 to 20 yards down the stretch, down the field or down the court. But we don't have too many areas to walk here in my living room. So we're making do. We'll just do it from the same starting spot. High knee hug, twist, elbow tuck, hamstring. Making sure every time I hug my knee, I'm coming up on that down leg's toe. All right, so that leg that's on the ground balancing me, I'm getting up on that toe as much as possible. That is so crucial. Low-level ankle balance work is super crucial, and it can be incorporated in a lot of different exercises. Nice job. Ankle flips. So I have super stiff legs, not bending a whole lot at the knee. I'm bounding as quickly as possible. I do 10 and then I rest. All right, so you want to be thinking of bounding from your ankles, pulling your toes to your nose, little flips. So your ankles should be flipping and your toes should be flipping up. Toes are flipping up towards your nose. You can see them flaring up, flaring up, flaring up. This is almost like a pogo jump, and you're just getting that little toe flare to the nose during that pogo. 20 total. If you need to split it up 10 and 10, go ahead to regain balance. Again, minimal time on the ground here. Side to side hop and holds. I call these skaters. Kicking out side to side, holding that leg. Slight bend in the knee. Okay, the better you are at this, the deeper you're going to be able to sit. You notice as I get warmer, my butt drops down a little bit more. My knee gets a little bit more flex, a little bit more bend in the knee, sitting back and down, and I stabilize every time. No shaking, no wobbling. Try to stick it. Stabilize, drive. Stabilize, drive. High knees in place. Driving them up. Drive, 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 drive. Keep your elbows locked out at 90 degrees. Remember, you're driving with your shoulders. You're not moving at your elbows. You're driving up with your shoulders. All right. Butt kicker, same thing. Lock those arms out 90 degrees and you're moving from your shoulders. Just kicking my heels up to my butt. Kicking my heels up to my butt. Notice it almost looks similar. Almost looks similar as the high knees. Get a little breather in, a lot of low-level jumping, just ramping our body up for some more explosive jumps to come. Hacky sack, my favorite. Front, front, back, back, opposite hands. Front kick, back kick, back kick. Opposite hand, opposite foot. Front, front, back, back. Front, front, back, back. Front, front, back, back. 10 to 20, depending upon your level. You can do 20 of these, you're pretty good, and keep coordination. Grab a drink of water if you need. Single leg half raises, single leg calf raises here, 10 and 10. Gonna balance on one leg. I did my right leg first. Trying to stay balanced, flat from my heel, popping up, holding at the top. Little pause at the top on my toe. Again, low level ankle work, balance work, crucial for jumpers. Have to be able to jump and land, and when you're doing things explosively and quickly, and you're changing direction, you have to have control. Proprioceptive control around the ankle joint, so important. Helps your body know where it's at in space. It helps tell your brain, where's my body at in space, and how can I absorb load? And it actually helps feed forward that chain that keeps your body in healthy positions. I know it looks simple. It's a lot harder than you think, a lot more needed than you think. Okay, this is a modified inchworm. We're gonna walk out. We're gonna do a little stretch of the hip flexors. Gonna inchworm up. Same thing and back to start. So you're gonna stand from a stance. You're gonna reach your hands out. You're gonna come through with your hips, with your shoulders. You're gonna look up. You're gonna pop back up. Put your heels on the ground, and you're gonna walk in as much as you can to your hands while keeping your legs straight. So it's a modified inchworm. Okay, inchworm is usually done over 10 yards of space where you have room to walk. We're just gonna modify it slightly for our living room here. Still can get the same stretch in. I added the cobra move for those familiar with yoga. So you're gonna kind of get those hips through, those shoulders through. You're gonna get that extension of the hip flexors, and you're gonna pop back into that position and stretch out your whole posterior chain, your hamstrings, your glutes, your soleus, your gastroc, your whole, all your muscles on the back of your body that help you jump and that create power. We're just making sure that those are nice and warm before we get into high level jumping activity. So 10 of these. It's a great core warm up as well, and it's an auxiliary upper body exercise as well. So again, a lot of bang for your buck during these dynamic warm-ups. Really, really important that you pay attention and you don't just whiz through these things. You can get a lot of work done for your body in these dynamic warm-ups if you take them seriously. They're just as important, if not more important, than the main workout. All right, so take time here. Spend a little extra time. You know, we're gonna go through this dynamic 3 times. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason we don't just fly through it once. And there's a lot of low-level work being done for your nervous system, for your stability, mobility chain, for your core, and obviously, you know, movement rehearsal and elevating your heart rate before you get into explosive activity. Really important. Trust me, this is not my favorite exercise here. Tuck jumps. Tuck your knees, tuck your knees. Reminds me of a movie. Those knees to that chest, big drive. All right, go ahead and use your arms, get some momentum going. Nice little rhythm, 10 quick tuck jumps. As high as you can jump, as quickly off the ground as you can get. Get those knees to the chest, repeat 10 times. All right, we're getting into the main workout here. Main workout. All right, I'm using the table that's in my living room. Again, inside gym shoes. So these shoes have not been outside. So inside gym shoes are important. Figure out the stability of your table first. I think mine wobbles a couple times. Probably don't include that. Figure out the stability of your location before you go through the exercise. I think about using the ottoman. Nah, I can step off. I'm all right. All right, these are landings that we're gonna try to stick. Okay, so low level, all right, box. I use the table, step off with 1 foot, and I wanna try to absorb that landing. If this is the ground, I wanna try to absorb that landing with my toe to my heel. I don't just wanna land flat, okay? I wanna teach my body how to absorb force. Can I absorb the force? And can I sit in that low squat position? Okay, a lot of this is just movement rehearsal. It's teaching your brain to understand where your body is at in space, and it's teaching your nervous system to absorb loads early in motions. Remember, injury happens in the first 20% of the eccentric phase of physical activity. In plain words, that means the first 20% of you changing direction or landing or coming down from a rebound or a spike approach or a jump, okay? Turning and cutting. The first 20% of that movement, that is where injury normally happens. So we want to teach our body how to absorb force early in the motion, not just boom when I'm landing. Early, absorb force early. Line hops, so I have an imaginary line. If you want to put a piece of tape down, that's fine. 10 line hops, so there and back is 1. 10 quick double leg hops. Now we're going to go into single leg or side hops. 10 lateral side hops here. Same thing, double leg touches, boom, 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 trying to keep your center of gravity in one space. All right, we're going to go into single leg hops now, where I just take my right leg over and back 10 times. There and back counts as 1. 10 times total. Then we're going to go left leg here. Grab a drink if you need it. Hydrate. Hands on the hips helps me keep my center of gravity in one place so I don't drift side to side too much. And I want to go over and back, straight lines, not jumping diagonally, not overly leaning to one side, not jumping side to side when I'm trying to jump forward. Everything that you're doing in a direction, do everything in that direction. So that hip joint, that knee, that foot, it is all jumping over and back forwards. Same thing, split jumps. Okay, so one foot in front of the line, 1 foot behind, just quick, easy splits. And notice anytime I'm doing things with momentum, I have my arm at 90, right? My arm's not straight. It's not overly bent. It's at 90. And I'm moving, I'm driving from my shoulder. My elbow doesn't become unhinged, okay? Scooting that table out of the way. Again, I'm very aware of my workspace. Okay, this is the stutter step side stick, right? So side to side hops, but we're gonna add a stutter step in there. Okay, we're just gonna add a little bit of a stutter step and we're gonna land. Boom, boom, boom. Step, step, 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 boom. So we're trying to create more activity in between having to stick and change direction. All right, again, remember what I said, deceleration. Man, you got to train your body to decelerate. You have to train your body to know where it's at in space when it is changing direction, when it is landing. That will help you stay injury-free in the long run. It's going to help protect your knees for sure. Getting that table back out. It is my prop of choice for tonight's activity. All right, we're going to get back on the table again. Make sure it's safe. Make sure it's stable. Make sure you're always safe. All right. This is when we're going to stop. We're going to stick our landings. And we're going to jump back up. So remember what I said with those landings. It's toe to heel, and then boom, we're popping right back up. It's not flat to flat. It's toe to heel, and then we're coming back up. All right, so take your time with this. Spend as least amount of time on the ground as you can, but make sure you really finish that landing. I don't want any toe landings to toe jumpings. All right, toe to heel landing, boom, then you pop up. Toe to heel to toe jump. Toe to heel landing, heel to toe jump. And go ahead and start to get your arms involved. They should probably start to get involved naturally here. Mine go out and they go up, right? They're great counter movement helpers. But really take your time with this. You're going for maximal explosion, but you don't want to be rushed, right? The great quote out there, I think it was by John Wooden, be quick, but don't hurry, right? Be quick, but don't rush it, okay? Finish that landing, then you explode, all right? And try to make that movement as fluid as possible. Toe to heel to toe jump. All right, you're going for maximum amplitude, maximum vert here. All right, and again, notice, even though I'm max verting, I'm not totally chaotic. I'm not losing control of my body. I know where my body is in space. and I try to stick that landing with a deep squat, coming back into that healthy landing posture. All right, 10 of them. Grab a drink if you need. Hydration key. Remember, we're going through this 3 times total. You will feel this by the end of the workout for sure. You'll feel it and you'll be sweating. So hydration is key, even though we're in our living room and it's probably comfortable temperature. All right, split squat jumps. This is pretty high level difficulty here. All right, you're basically starting in a split squat. You're jumping up in the air. And as you jump up in the air, you're trying to bring your legs into your body before you split them back out. Okay, you're bringing your legs into your body before you split them back out. All right, so you're jumping up as high as you can from that position using your arms. You're splitting your legs, bringing them in, then you split. Bring them in, then you split. Bring them in, then you split. Pretty high level move. 10 total. As you progress in weeks, if you want to go up in number, I'd say probably do no more than 20 of these. This is a pretty high level move. Really fun and explosive though, for sure. Meter step block jumps. So I start in a good loaded body posture. I keep my hands out in front. Okay, I meter step out. Okay, for people on the non-metric system, that's about 2 to 3 feet, about 2 feet. All right, 2.5 feet. All right, 10 total, 10 meter step block jumps. So I try to keep my arms up the whole time. All right, boom, boom, up. And you want to be quick and explosive with this. This is something that you can maintain the movement on your toes with. That's a move that definitely you want to be on the insides of your feet driving up. All right, finish off with some good old-fashioned burpee to block jumps. So I put my hands down a little bit wider than shoulder width apart, kick my feet back out together, kick them back up together, and I'm getting in a good block jump. Okay, you guys that are well trained in volleyball right now, you should be max block jumping. You should be going for some vert height here. Me, I run in straight lines now and I do these videos for you. So my vert is not great, but yours is probably smoking mine right now. So 10 burpee to block jumps. Go ahead and get a nice max block in there. Go ahead and envision yourself stuff blocking somebody. Get that motivation going. Get those juices flowing. All right, time to stretch. You made it through a great workout. This is a great stretch. Quad hold, opposite hand, opposite foot, keeping your knees together. Okay, this increases the stretching angle with your quad muscles, using that other arm straight up in the air to balance, making sure you're breathing, holding this stretch for about 30 seconds. All right, again, this is a plyo and balance workout. So this is something where we're doing a little bit of plyos, a little bit of balance. They're both incorporated in here. Pull that opposite hand, opposite foot, keep those knees together, feel that stretch, pull your leg back a little bit further if you can, get a little bit extra stretch in the hip flexor, keep that arm up to balance you. Nice job. Shake it out. Spread your legs wider than shoulder width apart. Lean down as far as you can to your left. Okay, some of you may be able to get all the way down to touch your toe. All right, you may get all the way down to touch your shoelaces. Walk through the middle. Walk over to your right. Same thing here. Get as far down as you can. You should be feeling the stretch in the back of your legs. All right, really where your butt and your hammies are. Go ahead and kick back over. So we're just holding these stretches for about 10 to 12 seconds, 10 to 12 1000s in your head. Sitting back, breathing deep. Leaning, rocking a little bit back and forth, getting a little bit of movement in there, not too much. Just reaching over, right, and then middle, and then left. Repeat that 2 or 3 times each side. Good 30-second, 45-second stretch in that position. Did a lot of jump work, so that's a great stretch. If you've had a heavy load, kind of elongate everything. What about using the chair there? We're going to do this without the chair here. This is a soleus stretch. So your soleus muscle is that muscle on the back of your leg that runs under your calf muscle. It actually is a calf stabilizer, but you know, most people think of their calf muscle as that ball of muscle on the back of your leg, right under the back of your knee. And that's the gastroc, your gastrocnemius. This is your soleus. Your soleus muscle kind of runs under that gastroc, and it's a stabilizer. So it helps in things like keeping your legs stabilized. So when you're walking, you're walking in a straight line. It adds in low-level balance work too. So it's important to stretch that out. It's also attached to your Achilles fascia and your Achilles heel, and a lot of that stuff that's in the back of your leg, all attached, and obviously that runs up, and your gastroc tendon attaches into that as well. So important to keep that stretch. Keeping that foot flat, little flex of the knee. This is the figure 4 stretch. Figure 4 stretch, great element of balance and strength. It's a pretty powerful position in general if you can hold it. Keep that foot flat on the ground, bending that knee kind of like you're cross-legged, like you're sitting in a chair. And you're going to sit back and down so your shoulders stay slightly over your hips. All right, that foot stays over your knee. Try to hold that position for 30 seconds here. Same thing. I go right above my knee. I'm sitting down as close to 90 degrees as I can get with my butt. I'm holding that position. I'm breathing. I use my arms out in front as a stabilizer chain there. All right, really, really powerful position to sit in, and you're going to start to feel it a little bit in your legs while you're getting your stretch in the leg that's crossed over. Making sure you're breathing through this. It's the hip flexor stretch. So what I do is I take a big lunge out, big lunge, but my knee stays directly over my heel. All right, so I don't want my knee going in front of my toe here. I want my foot flat. I want my knee staying over my ankle bone, over my heel. And I reach up, I press my hips slightly forward. So there's a slight backwards lean I have. All right, I put both arms up so my biceps are holding my ears. And I do a slight lean to my right and left just to get a little bit more of a 3D stretch around my hip joint. So same thing, big lunge out, pushing those hips forward, really trying to feel that stretch in the hip flexor of the leg that is kicked out behind me. All right, I should feel a slight stretch also in that front leg on the inside of my leg, okay? And I'm reaching up over that front leg right here. I feel a pretty good stretch in the hip flexor. I'm elongating my core all the way through to my hips, all the way through to that quad and that hip that is kicked out behind me. Hold each side for about 30 seconds or so. Again, make sure you're breathing through these stretches. Figure 4 stretch, lying figure 4. So I'm going to cross one leg over the other, and I'm going to crumble down into almost child's pose. All right, where I'm just hunched over that front leg. That back leg is kicked straight out behind me. It maintains a straight posture. I just sit down as much as I can. I just collapse into that stretch as much as I can, making sure that you're deep breathing here, staying nice and relaxed. Really good finish to the workout today. I want to make sure we just sit in these stretches, really take care of our hips. Our hips do so much for us. They take us in all different positions and in all different lifespans. And it's, you know, we need to make sure that we ask a lot of them. We, as athletes, we jump, you know, we squat, we lunge, we move, even migrating through life. We walk, we run, we walk upstairs, we sit a lot, you know, we ask our body to go from a seated posture to an active posture. And our hips really, your foundation of your health runs through your hips and your core, for sure. So This figure 4 stretch is excellent to help keep those hips open. All right. It's a nice little calf stretch to end it. I chose to pulse today. Some people want a static hold one leg or the other. I like these little pulses here. I don't have the best flexibility, as I'm sure you can see. It's something that I'm working on, just like all athletes have something to work on. I don't have great flexibility, so for me, holding static positions is painful. So I mix it up, you know, and sometimes I'll hold it. I'll hold one leg for 30 seconds, and other times I'll pulse back and forth, and I'll go 3 seconds each leg, and I'll do 5 and 5, 10 total. Both are good. Both are good.